Hello, this is lesson 1 for the first assignment in Excel. So the first thing you're going to want to do when you open your spreadsheet is to just take a look around. So you have the menu on the top of the screen. You can see that you have your home menu with copy paste functions, a little bit of formatting. You'll have an insert menu that you'll use for inserting kind of text boxes is what I do when I have problems. When we work with graphs, you'll see you can insert charts. You'll be using your draw menu, possibly, because we're going to be drawing graphs in Excel, so you can pick out your pens and draw. You won't be using page layout. We will use formulas, but you won't be using this toolbar much. Data, you're not going to be really using too much of this, except perhaps if we do a sort at some point. And so that's kind of the basic structure. We'll be staying mostly with our home menu. So in Excel, you're working with a really beautiful program that allows you to do a great number of things, much more than you really think you have right now. So overall, you're working with a spreadsheet. This entire document is a spreadsheet, and within the spreadsheet, you have worksheets. So if you go down to the way bottom left corner of your screen, you'll see that we're on sheet 1 here. I'm going to actually double click on that, and I'm going to name it Demo 1. And so now I'll hit enter, and so now I have this worksheet. And so if I wish to, later on, I can add another sheet and name it Demo 2, and so forth. And I use that plus sign to add a sheet. Your spreadsheet consists of columns indicated by letters and rows indicated by numbers. If you click in the green area, so look, you can see where my arrow is here, over hovering on the number related to the row. If I click on that, the whole row is selected. Likewise, if I click on the letter, and when I get that down arrow, the entire column is selected. So I'm going to go back to Demo 1 and show you a really sort of a fun function that you can use when you're working in Excel, and that is you can get Excel to create sequential lists for you. So let's imagine that we're creating a list of students, and let's name the students Student 1. Oops, let me put a space there. Student 1. I'm going to use my down arrow to go to the next cell, but I could also just click on the next cell and I'll write Student 2. Now that's it. Excel will recognize the pattern from here. And let's say I have 50 students. I don't want to type that 50 times, so I can select these 2 cells. That'll tell Excel that I have a pattern. And I can hover over this lower right corner of the 2 cells that I've selected until this heavy black cross appears. And when this appears, I can left click and hold that cursor down, hold that left click button down and drag down. And you can see what Excel has done. It has numbered all of these students. If I want to number up to 50, I need only hover over that little tiny box, that little green square that's in the lower right corner of the cell until my dark, heavy black cursor appears. Hold down the cursor in that position and scroll down. Now, so try that. This doesn't work just for the rows. However, let's imagine that I want to keep track of what a student did each day of the week. So let's say I want to know what they did Monday, Tuesday. I can simply type in those first 2 days. I can highlight those 2 cells showing Excel, this is the pattern. There is that green box in the lower corner. I can hover over that till that heavy black cross appears, hold down the cursor in this position, and there we have a pattern. It's continued to do all of the days of the week for us. So you can do it just for numbers. Let's say I wanted to recognize a pattern of 1, 2, and I just wanted to list the numbers going down. Try this. There we have numbers. Let's say it's a different pattern. 5, 10. Let's see what happens here. These things don't always do just what I think. I think it's going to continue to count by 5s, but maybe not. And it did. It continued to count by 5s. We could do dates. You can see that it changed the dates to January 1, January 2 to a different format. We won't worry about changing that right now. Let's say we're happy with this format. And there we can see that it's continued the dates. And so we can do this for anything that we wish to. We can get this to create a pattern that is child 1, child 2, and we can have it replicate that pattern, and so forth. And so that's the first thing that I wish to demonstrate to you today. And I'm going to ask you for your first assignment to use what I've taught you to make a particular list with some particular requirements that you'll see in the spreadsheet. And that will be your first problem for this week's application. Thanks for tuning in.